Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street in Woonsocket. This is ON AM and FM.
WOON Woonsocket.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us on this snowy, how about that, snowy Tuesday morning on December the 2nd. Hi there. Joe Callahan here with you, and around the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to Linda Tebow. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. And Ed Carew's here. Hi, Ed Carew.
Hello there.
From the Carew Investment Group. And the Carew Investment Group is our first segment sponsor of Coffee Ann. So let's get a first message from Ed.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. You know, they say in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's truly the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group because we've been in business since 1987. Helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. And we look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value, not every day, but over time. We take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or you can call me at 765-8880. Our office is conveniently located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island, and we'd love to meet you and see if we can put something together to help you on your investment journey. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you very much. All right, a couple of housekeeping duties here. There is a new Autumn Fest button that's been drawn. We have not had the $100 winner yet. So the new number is 1706-1706. And they'll keep drawing these buttons until the end of the year. And that's it. If no one claims one by December 31st, they said Autumn Fest keeps the money. We're not going to keep doing this.
So message to my husband, check your button.
Check your buttons.
Usually buys a bunch of those and never looks.
Never looks at them. 1706.
That was a good year.
Do you remember it well?
I do.
Yeah, okay, not much going on during that time.
No, the Buttonwoods tree wasn't even planted yet.
Yep, and there was no war with the British at the time. So
No, at the time it was peaceful,
everything was good.
except for the Indians.
Well, yeah, that's true. All right, other thing going on, Dave mentioned it, celebrity bartender tonight for the for the Milk Fund. If you want to come on down to American Legion Post 85 on River Street, Dave and I and Melissa will be out there, and she's got a special drink. She always comes up with a special drink each year. This one's something called Elf. Looks like there might be Kahlua in it, so you might want to come down and enjoy that. And whatever tips we get that you decide to give us, we do not keep the tips. We give all the tips to the Milk Fund. So there you go. We'll be doing that from 6 until 8 tonight. And as I said a couple of days ago, and if you really like a lot of head on your beer, come see me. You like that good, 3 inches of foam? Yeah. I'm your man.
Yeah, right.
I do figure it out by the end of the night.
So you don't do mixed drinks, you just do the beer? Do you know how to do mixed?
We've done this for 2 years. This will be our 3rd year doing it. I have never done a mixed drink.
No.
Mostly just beer out of the tap. I've unscrewed some wine bottles. Sometimes the lady wine comes that fits in the glass.
Yeah.
And I've done shots. I've poured shots for people, but other like make me martini or something like that. No. Then we have an actual bartender. That's still back there.
A real one, right.
For the hard stuff.
That knows exactly what he's doing.
Right.
In case someone does want something like that.
Anybody drink Knob Creek?
No.
Am I the only one?
I think you're the only one.
All right.
But sometimes they ask, what was the one they asked me for? Dr. McGillicuddy. I said, I don't know what that is. And they pointed it out. They pointed the bottle out to me. I think it's like a whiskey or something like that. It's a thing for, or schnapps.
Yeah.
But it was the pour shot of that. Okay, whatever. All right, so that's tonight from 6 to 8 at the River at the Post Legion at American Legion Post 85 on River Street. Come on down. Now let's see. How about those New England Patriots?
I know.
Oh my gosh! Did you stay for the whole thing?
I didn't.
No?
They were winning. They were 30 to 7, I think.
Yeah, 1 point. Yep.
Yeah. Halftime, I went to bed.
Okay.
I figured.
Think we good enough? Close
I
enough?
said, they got this.
All right.
What was-
33 to 15 was the final score.
Oh, 15. Okay,
Yeah,
so they scored.
yeah.
Okay.
But and it sounds like they made a game of it. Not really. And you know, and kudos to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on Monday Night Football, who are trying to make it sound like it's an exciting game, and the
was.
Giants are still in it. I said,
No,
they're really not.
No, they really weren't.
No, the Patriots went up 17-0,
Yeah.
and then the Giants scored.
Then they scored, so
And
17 to 7.
They're back in
the
it.
game.
They
Back in the
actually
game.
said it. They're back in it. I'm like, not till they score again,
Yeah.
and unless we move ahead, and then we moved ahead. But of course, the funniest thing of the whole night was the extra point. No, the field goal that the Giants tried to kick, and he kicked the ground and
What
did
was
not
that?
kick.
How
Did not kick
I
the
saw
ball.
that. How do you?
Well, at first, you
What
look at it
happened?
quick, and you go, they're faking the field goal. No.
No.
He just come up and kicked the ground. Never hit the ball ever.
Have you ever seen that?
I've never seen them not kick the ball.
But that,
Sometimes the holder will pull the ball
well,
away
that- yeah,
when they're
that-
running a
that-
fake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you
But
can-
the kicker will still swing his leg
Sure,
like
sure.
he's kicking it. So
Yeah.
I've never seen one not kick the ball.
Yeah.
That was, and I said, they're faking it, and then it didn't work, and then they showed the replay. Oh, it wasn't a fake. It was a muffed play
Yeah.
that went nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's considered a sack. Too bad. It's the punter that had to take the sack. I mean, he did his best. He got up and ran up, and can I throw it to anybody? Is anybody nearly open? I'm like, nope. and down he went. So that's kind of a, I thought about it. I said, well, that's big. That's a microcosm right there of the entire Giants season
it
this
wasn't-
year.
That's why I figured they didn't need me. I mean,
You're all set after
I think
that.
they got this. I'm going to go to bed now.
You
Things-
figured Vrabel could finish the rest of the game without your help,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I
Okay.
thought so I went to bed.
Well, I looked at after watching the replay, and they cut over to Jackson Dart, the quarterback for the Giants, and now I'm trying to read his lips. And basically, he didn't swear. How about
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
But I thought he said, "Oh my God."
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, can it get any worse than
Yeah.
what we just
But
did?
When he did, I said to Dave, "What happened?" I
Dave
saw the foot, and
Yep.
I said the dirt coming up, and I'm like, "What happened? How
I've-
did he do that, and why?"
I thought maybe they plant their left foot next to the ball and then they kick, and he did. I thought he slipped, but he didn't. I'm
No.
like, I've never seen a kicker come up short
He-
and
he-
just
couldn't
kick the ground
He
instead.
didn't judge. You couldn't judge that his foot was not going to do that. It was.
But
gonna
you're going to be
Yeah.
thinking, are they thinking in New York? You have one job. Your job is to kick the ball,
Yeah.
and if you can't do it, that's the only thing we want you to do. We do want it to go straight, and we want you to get the points. But
Well, that would be good.
if
but-
you
but at
can't
least-
if you can't do we get rid of them? Well, I mean the season's almost over, so why cut them now? But they've done it with their coaches and stuff. So it's too
Yeah.
too bad for the Giants. Patriots move on to 11-2, best record in the NFL.
Yeah.
Just slightly ahead of the Denver Broncos, who are 10-2, going into their bye week. So
Yeah.
which is good. They get the rest up. Maybe some of the guys that were hurt can come back.
Yeah.
No one really got hurt yesterday, at least not for the Patriots. A couple of
No.
Giants got
Well,
knocked
the
out of the game.
Giants, yeah, they had.
But no one got hurt yesterday for the Patriots. So they come back in 2 weeks, at home against the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Big, huge game
That's going to be.
coming up. That'll
yeah.
be a lot of fun. I wonder if the networks will move the game to either 4 in the afternoon or make it the Sunday night game, just to get a bigger crowd.
Yeah.
Because it's a relatively important game. So,
Yeah.
but they got to worry about this week coming up, which they're
Yeah.
not playing. So,
Well, that
So
game
there
for,
we go.
for the Giants was not Monday night football, were they?
no, but they've got talent. That quarterback, I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
Jackson Dart, has got
Yeah.
a lot of talent.
Yeah.
He's got no one to throw to, but
Yeah.
but I go, and he can scramble, he can run, and he does those shuttle passes too. So I go, okay, this guy's got some potential.
Yeah.
He just needs a better team
Yeah.
around him.
He needs to go someplace else.
or they bring in people.
Bring people.
And you can't help on the defense. The defense wasn't that great, and the special teams was awful for the Giants. But if they can get them some offensive targets, the Giants should do better. And they brought that up in Monday Night Football. They said the Giants need to look at what the Patriots did last year in free agency and drafts and things like that. You gotta bring in people that know how to play. And I don't think they're going to stick with their interim coach, the Giants. He was the interim head coach. I said there's probably going to be a whole new changeover for the Giants after this year. They've already fired their head coach, their offensive coordinator, and their defensive coordinator. Everybody's an interim. With the Giants. So tough being a Giants fan right now. So, but yay for us and yay for the Patriots.
Good
and
for the Patriots.
I always like when we look good on national TV.
Yes, and they did.
They did really good.
They did look good
because they came out strong right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning.
And they just took over, and we're in charge of this game. Right up 17-0 almost immediately. Yeah. I said, could have gone to bed then.
Well, I could have, but I'm give them to halftime.
All right, give them the halftime and see where things go. So okay. So you must have been happy when you woke up and said, "Okay,
yes,
I didn't miss anything."
I figured they didn't need me. They didn't need me.
They needed me. I stayed up for the whole thing.
You stayed till the end?
Right to. When I shut it off, there was a minute to go in the game.
Oh.
And it was 4th and 8 for the Giants, and it was knocked away, and the Patriots just going to come out and kneel down.
Yep. Yeah.
So I said, "Okay, now I can go to bed."
Yeah. Okay.
So we're all set there. Alrighty. All right, other things. Let's see, other things going on. So we had the story last week, and it was people. You got to think. There was a Providence Public Works worker, and his job. Well, I'm not sure exactly what his job was, but what he got caught doing is stealing from parking meters, and some people still pay their parking meters with coins, which also really surprises me. But from November 1st to November 8th. They searched his house, and they found $453, mostly in quarters, some in dollar coins, in a glass jar. But you got to think these parking meters now, they're basically little computers, so they're going to be reconciled at least once a day, maybe every 2 days. I'm not sure how often they do it. So if the machine's going to know, all right, $100 has been put into this machine between this time and this time, and now you take money out, and it knows there's supposed to be $100 there, but now there's only 75.
Yeah. Something's rotten.
Something's wrong. And why is it? Okay, who's monitoring these machines? And maybe that was his job to go collect the money. I don't know what it was, but you can't think you're going to get away with this for a long period of time. It's like the grocery store, Ed. You reconcile the cash registers every day, right?
Day, yeah.
So
after every shift.
Right.
Somebody, a new cashier takes over. You count all of the money. In the drawer. Make sure everything's right.
So same thing here. They're going to reconcile it, and I don't know how you thought you were going to get away. And $453, well, it's a lot of coins. It's just really not a lot of money.
That's not a lot of money to risk your
job.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
He was fired.
Of course he was. Yeah.
Well, how do you prove that he took the money? Why can't he have a lot of coins at home?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, and maybe that's why they did the investigation between November 1st and November 8th, and maybe they were filming him taking the money out, and they just said they did a search warrant executed at his home. So they found gallon-sized bags of quarters and a glass jar of the dollar coins. He was arraigned on multiple charges, released on $2,500 bail. I'm sure he'll plead innocent. He hasn't been found guilty of anything yet, Ed, but it's enough that the Public Works of Providence has fired him. He's just accused of stealing from the parking meters, and maybe that would be the defense. Oh yeah, I was gonna say he went down to the casino and you get coins, but you don't get coins out of the casino, out of the slot machines.
No, but
anymore.
some people, you're right. To what your point, some people save coins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But maybe, and maybe the prosecutor will say, well, here it is. Here you are taking money from the coins, from the meters.
Yeah.
And look at you slipping your hand into your pocket with a handful. I don't know. I don't know what kind of proof they have.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets off.
maybe he will.
I mean, I had a friend that passed away a few years ago, and this guy used to like to walk. He
Okay.
walked every day.
Okay.
And he picked up coins every day. He must have
Really?
walked 5 to 10 miles a day, and every day he found coins along his
Pennies
walk.
and nickels and dimes and things like that.
And he'd get home and he would just throw them into jars. Well,
Yeah.
when he passed away, his wife
How much?
over $5,000.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, well,
I mean,
there
it
are
was
people who do
over
that.
20 years probably.
Oh, sure.
But
Yeah.
still, I'm just saying, why can't this guy have accumulated this? Unless they were all coins from, 2018 or 2022.
Well,
that might make you wonder.
They do say it was just quarters and dollar coins. I don't know who's using dollar coins, but I don't know. They must have some kind of case on them because they arrested him for it,
Yeah.
and they think it's you pocketing some of the cash.
Yeah.
So, well, but right now the Providence Department of Public Works in Providence he's out of a job
Yeah.
right now. So
Well, maybe, like you said, maybe they have.
Maybe they have him on film.
Yeah.
all right then. All right, got to take our first break here on the Coffee and program, and more coming your way. But Ed Carew, time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Integrity, trust, service. 3 words that sum up what you can expect from the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road in Cumberland. Established in 1987, we've been helping local investors to build wealth, and we guide them through their golden years of retirement using quality stocks of companies that you know, many of which pay quarterly dividends, also investment-grade bonds and low-cost exchange-traded funds. To find out more about our services and for a quality, conservative approach to investing, you can give us a call at 765-8880. Integrity, trust, and service, the Carew Investment Group. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. And comments and questions can be called in to Coffee and at 766-1240.
First news, best music. You're tuned to ON Radio.
Can you imagine picking up a few things at a local store, then at checkout being told you have to pay a handling charge? Wouldn't that bother you just a bit? Or what if you went up to someone in a store to ask a question, and instead of trying to help you personally, he pointed you to a computer and told you to search for it yourself? Well, you'd be out of there fast, and for good. This friendly reminder from your community merchants. They're eager to serve you, personally, promptly, and cheerfully whenever they can. This holiday season, shop your hometown merchants and keep your dollars working here at home.
One of our great hometown merchants is Ollie's Pizzeria, 204 South Main Street, Woonsocket.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. We thank you for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Thibault. So, Linda, we get a person officially now running for governor. We had the story yesterday that he was going to announce, and he did. Arian Guckian is officially running for governor. He is a Republican, Ed. How about that? That now means there's at least 2 Republicans running for governor. Yeah. So, have you had any dealings with him when you were town administrator?
No.
That might have been before your time, him coming along. Okay. He's promising to run on what he's calling a, quote, bold people-first agenda. Okay. Kind of vague. It really doesn't say too much, but that's what he said. And he did previously run for lieutenant governor in 2022,
yeah.
lost to Sabina Matos. And then, reporters being good reporters, they rushed to the governor. Governor, you have any comment? I don't know why the governor said anything. He should have. If I were the governor, I said, well, if I'm the Democrat, well, he's a Republican.
Yeah.
So it doesn't concern me right now.
No.
They'll have their own primary,
Yeah.
and then I'll worry about whoever
Yeah.
the Republican candidate is. But Governor Dan McKee claims Guckian is back with the same tired Republican playbook that turned the state into a testing ground for President Trump's agenda. So, all right, that's all he has to say about that. So,
But he would.
all right.
They said he worked with Kucheri too.
He was a special advisor or something like that.
Something like that,
under
but
Don
Kucheri.
Kucheri. Okay. So I heard Dave do this story this morning, and I'm like, aren't there better things you can do? And the story goes like this. Sorry, Ed, it's a little on the political side. But U.S. Senator Jack Reed, he's promising, quote, vigorous oversight into the deadly U.S. strike on a suspected Venezuelan drug boat. I think we've all seen the videos of these things being blown up off the coast of Venezuela. Now, I understand he's part of the Senate Armed Services Committee, and he's going to look into the Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth's alleged order to kill everyone in that September 2nd attack. But I'm thinking, Jack Reed, why don't you put your energy more towards veterans here in the United States that could really use your help? And let's not worry about what boats were blowing up off other countries' waters. Don't you think that would be better? There's veterans that need their benefits that aren't getting them. There's homeless veterans and things like that. Why don't you focus on that? And here in the United States, can I get a out of you, Ed?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a fan of Jack Reed or any other politician.
Okay.
But I think what we have to keep in mind on this is the first strike was one thing. The second strike is probably illegal, a war crime.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it's possible because I mean I don't know war law,
Okay.
but there is a certain accepted rules of engagement, for wars and things you can do and things you can't do or things you shouldn't do. And if the United States, which is probably the biggest superpower going, other than China, certainly not Russia, if we're willing to violate it, you can't expect some of the other Mickey Mouse warring parties like the Houthis and and the others. You can't expect them to not do atrocities. I just think that it's a bad example, but I understand why it was done.
Well, it's a deterrent, or trying to be deterrent.
Well, yeah, the first one was a deterrent, but
Yeah.
the second one was
not.
There's
A little
the only thing that that I can come up with as to why you would do it a second time was to make sure that no other boat came over to get the drugs out of the boat
Out of the
because it
first
hadn't
one?
been sunk yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
and I think that, what they said, that what Hegseth said, bring back nobody alive, no survivors kind
Yeah.
of thing. And he's denying he said it, but did he? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
That's it,
But
yeah, it
to
is in
that
our-
point, yeah.
It is in our story that he did say it, but
like
I don't know.
even in the big wars, like the World War, that, you take the prisoners,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's not really a war.
This isn't a war. Well, that, yeah.
Well,
This is,
war on drugs.
No, it's not. It's not. Nobody declared it except Trump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congress did not declare war. Didn't give Trump permission to declare war or nothing like that.
No.
And after we did this, didn't Trump just sit down with the Venezuelan president?
No.
Last week?
He talked
From
with
what I
him.
heard, is they had a conversation. and He
Yeah.
told them to leave.
Yeah.
I guarantee you safe passage. You and
Oh,
your
get
family
out of Venezuela?
Get
Yeah.
out of the country.
Yeah.
Wow.
You and your family and whoever else you want to take with you.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
And then what?
Maduro told him to go
You
jump in the
damage
lake.
someplace
Really?
else.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, we haven't heard the end of that. All right, let's see. One note called in just said because Reed hates Trump and it makes too much sense. And when did blowing up a drug cartel boat become a war crime? I think that goes back to you, Ed. I think going back for seconds to put them out of their misery is showing mercy. Would have been better than having them drown or become shark food or whatever in the middle of the ocean off the coast of Venezuela. Well, that's one way of putting at it, looking at it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Like I said, I'm not an expert on
war stuff.
War, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens if anything more comes of this, and we'll see what Jack Reed does. Will he keep following up on this?
I'm not saying that I wouldn't have done the same thing.
Right. All right. Well, that's what I just wish Jack Reed would do a little more for homeless vets and vets in general here in the United States, and not worry about what ships were blowing up. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Now, up in Massachusetts, Ed, your favorite, Elizabeth Warren.
What is she up to this minute?
This minute. Well, this is what we got. She wants the resignation of U.S. Education Secretary Linda McMahon, Vince McMahon's wife. Warren says McMahon and President Trump are dismantling the Department of Education one piece at a time. Well, they are. They're not denying that at all. They want to get rid of the Department of Education. Warren says McMahon has no business leading the Department of Education, and she should resign. Warren says this is more than a fight to save a federal agency. It's about whether the country is truly committed to public education. All right, well.
Elizabeth Warren has a new pet peeve
project
every day.
Every day? Well, I guess this is the new one.
She's great at finding things to complain about.
Okay.
I've yet to hear her come up with an answer or a solution to the things that she...
Maybe she wants to be the education secretary.
Oh, yeah, what the heck? Why not?
Why not? Well, she's taught at Harvard.
Yeah, right.
One class at a time. Yeah. All right, well, that's what she's talking about. Will it happen? Well, of course not. You know, Trump will not have... First of all, Linda McMahon won't resign, and President Trump won't fire her. He likes what she's doing. Yeah. He likes what she's doing, so so everything's going to stay the same right there. All right, let's see. Up in Mass again, Ed. Speaking of education, state education officials have outlined a proposed new standards that would be required for students to graduate from high school.
I see. Yeah.
Looks like, are the MCAS going away?
They don't do the MCAS anymore.
The state's plan calls for students having to pass course-specific tests to graduate, with no single standardized test requirement. Okay. No single test would prevent a student from graduating under the proposed framework. Last year, voters approved a measure that abolished the requirement that students pass the 10th grade MCAS exam in order to graduate. I think I voted for that. Well, voted to get rid of it. Yeah. So I didn't see, and both my kids had to do it.
Yeah.
And I saw both of them what they had to do and what the teachers did every year. And you took the MCAS in the 4th grade, in the 8th grade, and in the 10th grade, and you had to pass it in the 10th grade in order to graduate in 2 years. But to get ready for the 4th grade test, they started them in either the 1st or 2nd grade. This is how you take the test in 2 years. So they're completely prepared for it, because we need everybody to pass in order to get more money. And then they'd start again in the 5th grade. Okay, time to get ready for the 8th grade test. And so you taught the test instead of just teaching instead of just educating. We're going to teach you how to pass the test. Same thing when you get to 9th grade. Okay, got to get ready for next year's test, and so you can all graduate. So I saw that happen twice as my kids went through the Massachusetts public schools, and I wasn't that crazy about it when it happened. And then it always took so long to get the answer, to get your results for the MCAS test. So you take it in the 4th grade. My daughter got her results midway through the 5th grade. This is how good you did a year and a half ago. No, great. And it took a while to get the 10th grade ones too, but enough time. But they did have enough time in case you did fail it to take it again in order to graduate. So looks okay to me. You know, make sure you got to be able to pass. It doesn't say, but let's say you got to be able to pass your English and your history and a basic math. I would hope. just in order to graduate. And can you read?
Well, can you read is such a big one.
Oh yeah, that's
and
huge.
One would hope by the time you leave the 12th grade you can read.
But yet we had this.
But that's not so.
And we
sadly.
And we had the story 2 or 3 weeks ago. Colleges. Have incoming freshmen
can't read
and don't have basic math skills, and they have to take remedial math in college and we're not talking calculus and trigonometry. Let's talk 8 times 8 is 64. And how do you not know that when you're in college? I had to memorize my times tables.
We all did.
I don't think they teach that anymore.
No,
and I try to tell my kids that. I go, it's all memorization. Don't they teach it that way? No. Why not? That's how you learn it. Same thing with the state capitals.
But I mean,
you're just going to memorize
it. It used to be that, when you graduated from high school and on to college, we knew how to read.
Oh, well, yeah.
We knew how to add. We knew how to do things. So there's something rotten in Denmark. Something's wrong with the system.
Well, that's right.
Whether it's an MCAS or something, but at some point,
you got to be able to.
Right.
You just can't keep. And I know they do it all the time. We'll just pass the kid along, even though they haven't learned anything, kind of thing. So, all right. Well, we're moving on from that. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. More coming up. It is time for the weather forecast. And is it still snowing? Ooh, it looks like it might have stopped. Oh, that's nice. This is what's wrong. When the first snow of the season is not supposed to stick to the cars.
No.
It's supposed to hit the ground and melt.
Yeah.
And everybody go, oh, look at the nice snow. Isn't it all Christmassy?
Isn't it pretty?
Isn't that nice?
It's so
Isn't that
pretty.
nice?
Cleaning the air.
And that should be it. You shouldn't have to be shoveling or scraping your car on the first snow of the season. That's just wrong.
Well, when I get in my car, because, my husband did turn my car on to warm it up, and but when I get in my car and I'm like, oh, shoot. That scraper thing, it's in the garage. Because I took it out.
Right where I needed it.
It was summer.
All right, break time here on the Coffee and program, and it's time for the forecast being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
A 100% chance of precipitation today. Starts off as snow and then at midday switches over to rain for most of the day. Our high will be 39 degrees with calm winds. Tonight, rain and snow before 1 a.m., then the chance of snow between 1 and 4, north wind, gusts up to 23, 90% chance of new snow accumulation of 1 to 2 inches overnight is possible. Wednesday's weather clears up, mostly sunny with a high of 38. Wednesday night, partly cloudy down to 25. Thursday, a tiny chance of some snow in the afternoon, partly sunny for most of the day with a high of 40. Friday, sunshine and 29 for a high for the day. Saturday, a 30% chance of some snow in the morning, and then switching over to rain at midday, mostly cloudy skies with a high of 39. Sunday, partly sunny and 38. Next Monday, mostly sunny skies, a high for the day of only 27 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with the cloudy skies, looks like the snow has stopped. We have a temperature reading of 29 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. Every year it seems you need to find a gift for someone and you're just stumped. What do you get that one uncle or cousin that you only see maybe twice a year? Well, I have the solution. Everyone loves a gift card from the Beef Barn. Stop into either location of the Beef Barn on Pulaski Boulevard, Bellingham, or Industrial Drive in North Smithfield to purchase a gift card today. You know the receiver will love and appreciate this gift, and you can be certain that the card will definitely be used. Merry Christmas from the Beef Barn. This Christmas, unwrap memories at Timeless Antiques and Collectibles on Main Street, Woonsocket. Discover one-of-a-kind treasures, vintage ornaments, and heirloom jewelry. You'll find perfect gifts that tell a story at Timeless Antiques and Collectibles. Frank and Tammy Irwin invite you to stop in this Christmas season and discover all that Timeless Antiques and Collectibles has in store. Timeless Antiques and Collectibles, 91 Main Street, Woonsocket, and be sure to follow them on Facebook.
ON Radio.
All right, it's Coffee Ann here on ON AM and FM. And thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. One thing I forgot to mention about the Patriots, it's how good Drake May did.
Yeah. He did, yes.
The two great passes for touchdowns to Booty and Williams was terrific. And Marcus Jones on the punt return for the touchdown. I'm like, as soon as he broke open, I said, "Turn on the Jets. You are so fast." And off to the races he went. I said, "Oh, this is fantastic."
They looked really good. They looked like they belonged on Monday Night Football. They really did. Yeah.
And loving the chants of MVP. Coming loud and clear through on the TV on Monday Night Football. So this is great. All right, when the note called in, 766-1240, about the boat incident down there in Venezuela. Person says, don't care how you slice it, it's murder. Okay. I guess you can look at it that way. As like Ed said, not an act of war, but it is an act of us killing them. Yeah. Because we believe there were drugs on the boat that were heading towards the United States. So we put a stop to that. So, I guess it is. You want to look at it that way? Okay, I'm not going to disagree with it. So, but okay. Anyway, moving along right now. Are we following the Brian Walsh murder case in Massachusetts? Sound familiar, Ed?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yep.
Am I following it? No.
Okay, opening arguments have been completed. He's the Cohasset man. Accused of killing his wife Anna and then dismembering her body almost 2 years ago. I don't think they ever found her body.
No, they didn't.
That's right.
They didn't.
Prosecutors believe Walsh killed his wife because he believed she was having an affair. The defense said the woman experienced a sudden, unexplained death. That's in quotes. That's your defense? And that Walsh panicked, not thinking anyone would believe him. Well, that's a terrible defense. But I'm no lawyer. There's got to be more to it than just that. Yeah. But so okay. And is it more difficult to prove murder when you don't have a body?
Well, I wonder how they prove it.
I don't know. You certainly can't prove cause of death.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they can't even prove
she's dead.
Yeah, they can't even prove she's dead. Right. Yeah.
Well, but isn't it so long that you found them that they automatically get declared dead?
Longer than a year.
Well, even
if there's a period of time where you say, okay, this person, we haven't seen her in 10 years, she's dead.
Yeah.
What is that? How does that equate murder?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not a lawyer, so I'm not sure.
And how do they know that
they did?
How can they prove not only that she's dead, that he did it, but that he dismembered the body?
Did they find any part of her, Ed? I'm trying to think of this case.
I don't think they did.
Because it's 2 years. It happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Did they find a hand or something?
To remember that. It seems to me they showed pictures of dumpsters in different places, but I can't say that it was that case.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one thing the prosecution has got going on this one, Linda, is they have not Brian Walsh's, but his son's iPad. I guess he thought he'd be smart doing this, and on there's all sorts of searches. How do you dismember a body? How do you get rid of the body? Stuff like all those kind of searches.
Yeah.
So not that it proves anything, but it's incredibly circumstantial.
Yeah.
And so, can you defend yourself for looking this kind of stuff up?
Yeah.
And I think they have them at Home Depot, buying like cleaning solutions and barrels and things like that.
Yeah.
Also doesn't prove anything.
No.
But it looks just so suspicious of what he's doing. And they got him on tape.
And I'll tell you, when I saw that she was missing, and I'm like, something's wrong, But how do you prove it?
Well, that's up to the prosecution, right?
Well, it is. It is. And obviously they think they can because they're doing it. Because
they're not looking at anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing it. So obviously they think they have what they need.
And the defense of, I covered it up, or I didn't come forward because no one would believe me, kind of thing. Well, unfortunately, in these cases, they always look at the spouse first.
Well, of
just
course.
always.
Yeah.
So you should be aware that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And just, if you didn't do it, you should be okay. But if you did do it, then I guess you're in trouble. She had a sudden unexplained death. That happens all the time, doesn't it? I have a friend that's a doctor, and I don't know if I ever told you this. He told me one time, "Do you know everybody dies of the same thing?" And I looked at him like, huh, what do you mean? He goes, "Everybody dies of the same thing." So I had that. Well, okay, what's everybody die of? Well, your heart stops beating. Now, why your heart stops beating? There's 1,000 reasons of why your heart stops, but that's the reason you die.
Yeah.
Your heart stops beating.
Yeah, yeah.
You may be shot in the heart.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You may have a heart attack.
The cause of
You may have a
that,
stroke.
Yeah, that's why they say the cause of
Yeah,
death. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
So he's got a bizarre sense of humor, by the way.
Yeah, well.
But he's right. So there you go. All right. Other things going on. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving? I should ask that at the top of the hour. Good
Very
thing.
nice.
Very nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very
Good
nice.
Whole family together.
Family all together. I did Thanksgiving on Friday though.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah.
Whenever everybody's around that table, that's Thanksgiving for me.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Ed, good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, quiet Thanksgiving.
Quiet
yeah.
Thanksgiving for Ed. Okay. All right. That's nice. Because you and your family, Linda, just everybody splits off on Thanksgiving?
Well, the thing is, my
Just going different
grandson
areas?
is in Connecticut.
Yeah.
He and his wife in Connecticut. So for the longest time, we've said, okay, go to her, it's go to her family and then come here. And so it works out fine. And they come and we had everybody around the table, and we had 3 little dogs running around on the floor. My little 4-legged
Were you giving them any turkey?
part of the family. Oh, yeah.
Turkey's okay for the dogs?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Well, that worked so
Point,
well.
they did something different this year. They actually had Thanksgiving dinner in the clubhouse for anybody who wanted to come free.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that was very nice.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, because some people live alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
and things like that, or their kids are out of town, out of
state.
the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how many people went, but I thought that
See,
was
that's
nice.
a nice
That
thing
was-
because
That's a great idea.
yeah, you're right because sometimes, if they're alone,
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they advertised it, and they said, please let us know by Friday before.
If you're
Sure.
coming.
But they also said that nobody will be turned away.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
I think that's a really nice.
Yeah, and they
nice,
do so many
nice
things, yeah.
offering.
And that's a good thing with it. I like what you do, Linda, as well, where, okay, you're going to have a Thanksgiving meal on the Friday.
Yeah.
Because I know people that try to squeeze in 2 Thanksgiving dinners on the
one-
same day.
can't do
And
it.
you're
Yeah.
eating it like 1 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and then you're
Yeah.
eating again at 5.
Yeah.
Same kind of meal.
Yeah.
I said, how do you do it? It's like,
Yeah. And
I
they
don't know
love
how to
it.
not do it.
Yeah, they love it this way because it's a win-win. It's a win-win for
Yeah.
my Michael's wife,
Mhm.
her family, and they should it doesn't matter to me. It works. And plus, then they're here for the week. It's a 2.5 hour drive, so then they're here for the weekend.
well, there you go.
So it works out just fine, and it's good.
And they get
It's
leftovers.
good.
Yeah,
And then
as
they
well.
go home with leftovers.
There you go. Okay. All right. Oxford University says its 2025 word of the year is actually 2 words. Rage bait. RAGEBAIT.
Wow, what is that?
All right. The term is defined as, quote, deliberately designed to elicit danger or outrage by being frustrating, provocative, or offensive. Like, I'm going to go up to Ed and basically say, either I don't like your haircut, I don't like your shirt, I think your glasses look stupid. I'm baiting him to yell back at me. I don't know why you want to do this, by the way.
Isn't that sad that we have that?
That there's a term for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of sad, and that it's an approved term.
Covers about half the stuff you see on Facebook.
Well, it is, because that's it. Because people are going to get out their phones. It's an intent to drive traffic to your social media account. So I'm going to film Ed, I'm going to film myself yelling at Ed.
And then they wonder
to
why
try
the
to get
kids
the
are fighting in
response.
schools.
That's right. So I'm going to get Ed's reaction, and then when I get that, then I'm going to go post that to social media, and everybody's going to go ha ha ha, and they're all going to laugh.
Progress is a matter of opinion, not a matter of fact.
Rage bait is similar to clickbait as it attempts to lure a reader. Oxford University Press has previously selected brain rot as its word of the year for 2024. that was last year's word of the year. So.
What was that one supposed to be? I missed that.
If all you do is sit in front of your phone or your tablet or your computer and just scroll through Instagram and TikTok, all Facebook or whatever all day, that's all you do, it's going to rot your brain.
Well, that's
so you're going to say you're going to get.
That's true, though.
That's 2 years in a row that they're describing Facebook.
that's very true.
Brain rot
that's
and
very
rage
true.
bait.
And rage bait.
Because science tells us if you keep your brain working, even no matter how old you are, your brain will be quite functional.
So do those crossword puzzles and the
puzzles,
Sudoku.
do exercise, bring oxygen to your brain, learn something new.
Standing there using your right thumb, going
then you're going to get
scroll. Isn't really helping, is it? I mean, you got a strong thumb, but that's about it.
My God.
So.
No, but you'll get overuse.
Sprained.
Thumb rot.
There was some malady. It was a couple of years ago that people were showing up the ER. Maybe they've gotten over it by now, but it was something in their necks.
From this.
From the constant looking down.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Looking down,
and then after you're looking down for 3 hours, and then you look up, you're like, ow.
Yeah.
Why does my neck hurt so much? Well, look what you're doing.
The same thing. Well, you know how they used to call it tennis elbow.
Yeah.
But when you overuse.
One
joint. Of a thumb or a joint, that's going to happen.
Well.
Tennis thumb.
You know how.
So what you're saying is basically switch thumbs while scrolling.
Don't do so much of it.
All right, we're going to take another break here on the Coffee AM program, and more coming your way right here on ON Radio.
First news, best music. This is ON Radio.
Desserts and nibbles and cocktails and buffets and parties. 'Tis the season to overindulge, and we all love it. And life is short, but your liver is having a big work day. If you feel low energy or bloated or like your digestion's off, that could be a sign that your liver needs some love, and that's why I love Active Liver from New Nordic. You can find New Nordic's Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com, and in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, and ShopRite.
Oh, no.
That's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
All right, Coffee Ann here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And sad news here now. Remember the sitcom? It was on during the 90s, Home Improvement with Tim Allen?
Yeah, Tim Allen.
Okay. And he had the 3 boys.
Yes.
Okay. The oldest boy, he's now 44 and has been arrested again. He's just... The middle son went on to do stuff in Disney movies, and the other one just dropped out of sight. But the older one, arrested again in Oregon. Police arrested 44-year-old Zachary Ty Bryan in Eugene, Oregon, for allegedly violating his probation in connection with a domestic violence conviction from earlier this year. Bryan's fiancée, Johnny Faye Cartwright, I think that's a woman because it's Faye as the middle name, and Johnny is spelled Johnnnie, was also arrested for DUI, reckless endangerment, and attempted assault. These two people deserve each other, I guess.
Marriage made in heaven.
Police have not released further details. The arrest marks Bryan's 6th arrest in the last 5 years.
Oh, wow.
He played the eldest son, Brad Taylor, on Home Improvement.
Wow.
And I don't know if he wanted to go on to keep acting after the show was canceled, but he hasn't really done anything.
No.
And I'm sure he's getting his residual checks. Home Improvement still plays.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
I forget what channel it's on, but it's on one of the cable channels. So it can't be a lot of money he's getting.
Mm.
So, but it's just they turn to drugs and alcohol, and they think that's a good thing. Let's go drinking and driving, and it's too bad when they go down that path and not other paths. So, all right, something else to look forward to with the Super Bowl coming up. Bad Bunny's upcoming Super Bowl 60 halftime show will include Puerto Rican Sign Language for the first time. How exciting is that? Now, how are you going to know it's Puerto Rican if you don't know sign language? So, I don't know. It's part of the multilingual signing program for entertainment at the big game, which will include American Sign Language interpretations of the national anthem, America the Beautiful, and Lift Every Voice and Sing. Those will be sung by Charlie Puth, Brandy Carlisle, and Coco Jones, respectively. The game is set for Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California on February 8th, and this is why I do not watch any of the pregame show of the Super Bowl. I know kickoff is roughly somewhere between 6:15 and 6:20, and I wait all the way to then before I turn over and stop.
Do you watch? I don't watch the halftime show.
I don't watch the halftime show either.
No,
but I don't. But I don't watch the pregame show.
I don't watch
either.
Yeah, I don't watch.
Because I don't need 6 hours of hype. Oh my gosh! Even when the Patriots are playing, I don't watch the pregame stuff. And no, the halftime show. Even when I've said this before. Even when I liked the artist, no.
It's been a long time. I used to watch it many moons ago, but
when it's because it's just 20 minutes to half an hour of rushed songs of artists I like. I said, well, I don't want to watch them rushing through their songs, and that's what they're going to do to try to get in. I don't know, 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah.
And to play their hits, and I'm like, I don't need it. And now the people they bring in are not. I am not fans of theirs. So I almost said it the other way around. They're not fans of mine.
That's when we serve the food away from
that's right.
the TV.
Now it's time for food.
Go into the dining
It's
room
time for food. It's time to call people.
Yeah.
And discuss the first half.
Yeah.
And see how things are going to go. Things are going to break out differently.
Yeah. Move it away.
Yep. So that's what I use. That's what I use halftime for. It's like okay, and let me know when it's backed on. So okay. All right, down in Georgia, authorities are searching for an inmate who escaped from an Atlanta hospital while being examined after a suicide attempt. Law enforcement in Georgia has launched. Maybe it was launched a statewide manhunt for 52-year-old Timothy Shane, who was booked into custody on November 24th after a traffic stop for reckless driving allegedly found him to be in possession of methamphetamines and a weapon. And deputies say on November 30th he was transported from the Rockdale County Jail to the Grady Memorial Hospital for examination after attempting to take his own life.
Wow.
So he wasn't trying to take his life out in the public, just trying to do it while he was in prison. Mm-hmm. And while he's at the hospital, he escaped. Now, he was brought there on November 30th, and the early hours of December 1st, he disappears. Shane reportedly stole a car, which he later crashed before fleeing the scene. And authorities now believe he is in possession of a gun. Wow, it does sound very well planned.
Very well planned, yeah.
And so I always thought, of course I'm wrong again, if you bring an inmate to a hospital, you automatically handcuff them to the bed.
And you stay guard.
And someone stays there.
Yeah.
Okay, you could have jumped out the window,
yeah,
if that's possible. But where's the handcuff on the guy chained to the bed because he is an inmate?
Yeah.
And maybe that's not the rule in Georgia. Ed, I don't know.
Are you up
on that either?
I don't know in Georgia.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe if you're not in maximum security, if you're just in minimum security because he just caused some accidents and he was only in possession of methamphetamine. So maybe he's considered low risk, and we don't have to chain him up. It doesn't say how he just tried to kill himself, but it says, well, he's not that big of a threat, so we'll just. No big deal. And maybe they didn't have a guard because he's not going to go anywhere. And did he? So I don't know how he escaped. Did he go out a window or did he walk out the door?
But he did.
And you know, how many nurses are on overnight when they're on a floor?
Well, not as many.
That's right.
It's
it's dark, and we're going to sneak around, and they're going to be maybe they're in with patients, and we can get out.
Yeah.
Of course, what he's wearing might send off some signals to some security people. If it's all orange or something like that, but I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, but they're looking for him down there in Atlanta. All right. Let's see. Today's Giving Tuesday. We have all the biggies. Cyber Monday was yesterday, and Black Friday was last Friday, and Small Business Saturday. And Giving Tuesday. This is the day that you're supposed to donate to charities, and or do volunteer work. With charities, and that's why they call it Giving Tuesday. Okay. Let's see, it was launched in 2012. It asked people to give money, time, or support to any number of causes, communities, and nonprofit organizations. So it's whatever you feel like giving to. So that's what today is. All right. The rankings for the most fun city in the country. Woonsocket's not on it, Ed.
Ranking for the what?
Most fun.
Most fun.
Yeah.
Woonsocket didn't make it.
It didn't make it. No. New study by Wallet Hub compared more than 180 cities in the U.S. across 65 key metrics such as fitness centers per capita, movie costs, and the average business hours of breweries. Because that's fun. The study comes as the average American spends more than $3,600 per year on entertainment. Pittsburgh was ranked as the 24th most fun city in the U.S., scoring its highest marks in entertainment and recreation and in nightlife and parties. All right. The number one spot is pretty obvious.
Vegas.
It is Vegas, yes. Number two, a little surprising, Orlando, although there's a lot to do there for entertainment-wise. I don't know where they stand on breweries and fitness centers. Number three is Miami, and number four is Atlanta, and pulling in fifth, as no surprise, is New Orleans.
I was going to say New Orleans.
They have to be in the top 10, and they're in the top 5.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Nothing in the north. Pittsburgh comes in. It doesn't say where if Boston comes in on this list anywhere.
But
nothing in the northeast.
But those benchmarks they were using to measure are a little.
I'm sure. Well, they said that there are other. We only heard 3. There's 62 more.
There are more benchmarks.
Yes,
than
just those 3. Yes.
Okay.
They only gave us 3.
I wasn't impressed with the top ones. So like, okay.
Why whoever wrote the article? Why they only picked out those 3?
Those 3. Top ones,
I don't know, but that's all I got.
Okay.
So
I guess Middleborough's not on that list either.
Yeah, right.
You guys aren't. You're not a city, so.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
We're just
a big town.
We're just looking at cities.
I don't know if you want to be on that list.
In New York City, New York's New Year's Eve wishing well is up and running. I didn't know they had
a wishing well.
It must. We'll see if I can tell where it is. It's up and running, and it's beckoning dreamers. It was put up Monday. It's in Times Square, standing as always at the crossroads of the world. I don't know Times Square that well, so. All right. You can submit a wish virtually online, or if you're in town, you can place a wish directly into the wishing well between now and December 29th. Wishes will be printed and then shredded to become part of the 3,000 pounds of confetti released in Times Square at midnight on New Year's Eve.
So they repurpose.
well, that's nice.
That's
I don't have. What's that, Ed?
Mondami's really doing a good job. He's not even sworn in yet. We're recycling stuff.
This was before he became.
That was before his term, yeah.
Before he became mayor. Yeah. So it doesn't give you the website if you want to put in I hope things are healthy with my family this year kind of thing. But I guess if you go look up New Year's Eve wishing well New York, Google that, something's going to pop up.
Do I have to?
No, you do not.
Okay, thank you.
And it doesn't say, does this cost you to do anything to put in this online thing? I don't know. But if you're in New York City and you happen to have a slip of paper on you and a pen, you could write something out and toss it in. And it's a instead of throwing coins in, although I'm sure people throw coins into the wishing well as well.
Okay.
Because that's normally what you do with a wishing well.
Well, you
get out like a quarter and you make a wish and you flip the coin into the well.
Put more than that. The wishes are more expensive now.
Inflation.
It's like the Powerball jackpot.
There's a tariff on that.
There's a tariff on it. Yeah. We're up to $775 million, Ed, on the Powerball jackpot. No grand prize winner on Monday night.
Wow.
So we're looking at $775 million on Wednesday if you want to partake in that. Linda, surprised or not surprised? The World Health Organization is now recommending GLP-1 drugs as a tool for managing obesity. I thought they said, no, this was not a good idea, like Ozempic. Something
right,
like that.
the Ozempic.
And now it's okay.
Now it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think from the very beginning that drug was meant for people that are like morbidly obese. They have health issues.
Yep.
And I can see that they would recommend it for that.
Okay.
But not for the person that wants to fit into a size 6 or well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was meant to be something to help prevent and to help your health situation.
Okay.
That's, in my opinion, that's.
Well, they published this new guidelines on Monday in the medical journal JAMA.
Yeah.
They said the drugs, which include Eli Lilly's Zepbound and Nova's Nordisk's Wegovy, I'm sure you've seen advertisements for these drugs, represent a new chapter in the shift in how society approaches obesity.
Right.
Rather than viewing it as a lifestyle condition, the World Health Organization officials are hopeful that obesity will be viewed as a complex, preventable, and treatable chronic disease.
Bingo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Growing evidence suggests that these GLP-1 drugs lower the risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes linked to obesity.
Diabetes.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, that too. No, but to my point, that's what that drug was intended to be used for.
Okay. I'm just, didn't they come out of, originally said, no, we just wanted it for the diabetes people, but now it's...
Well, originally it started with diabetes, but if you help to prevent diabetes or control diabetes, you're also preventing some of the side effects of long-term, diabetes out of control.
They're finding out as you take this stuff, they're finding out that it has some side effects that are good, not just bad side effects.
I see.
Exactly.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So they expand what you can use it for. Yeah.
Makes sense. Alrighty. Well, that'll wrap it up for the program for today. How about that? Time flies, huh? All right. Ed Crew, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for inviting me.
Always appreciated. And Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in today.
My pleasure.
All right. And I'm Joe Callahan. I got to get the right thing going up here. And thanks for watching. I'm Joe Callahan. We'll see you tonight, hopefully, down at Post 85, River Island, for the Celebrity Bartenders. We got the Milk Fund auction coming up today at 4. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do remember, it's coming up after the 9 o'clock news.